Welcome everyone. I'd like to welcome everyone to JerylBernard, where our mission is to provide our community with information, services, and products with truly enrich lives and foster unity. And with that mission today, we are going to discuss credit real quick. I'm going to tell you my story of how I increased my credit about 200 points. Um, Went from the low fives to the low 700s. So took me a year probably to get to this point. Yeah. So I'm going to just discuss with you the things I did, and maybe it can work for you and help you uh, build your credit or improve your credit score now. So going forward, we're going to have to, increase our credit score so we can move forward into the future. So with that being said, today's sponsor is Knowledge is Financial. You can go to knowledgeisfinancial.com and they can all your credit repair needs. They have a website and it's a price on it, so you can click on plans and prices and see their prices, so you can have access to their website. Um, they have fix your credit instructions, credit collars, major resources, financial tips, dispute letters, and as well all the resources you'll need to restore your credit. Uh, Yeah, so check them out. KnowledgeIsFinancial.com. All right. So let's get started. I'm gonna first of all, some people say cash is credit is king and cash is queen, whatever, whatever. But I believe cash, you have to have cash in order to either play the credit game. So cash is king. If you don't have any cash coming in, you cannot pay the credit card bills. So let's just get that out the way. But so the first thing you want to do is you want to increase your income. You always want to make more money, so that you can. The ultimate goal will be to live off at 50% or less of your income. So you don't want to be living off from paycheck to paycheck, and using all of your income to pay your living expenses. So increase your income, number one. Uh, so let's dive right into it. First, I'm going to tell you a little about credit. You know what I'm saying? What makes up a credit score? Um, so, what makes up your credit score is called a FICO score. Um, some credit, uh, what would you call them? Like Credit Karma and things of that sort, they use advantage scores. The major institutions really don't the financial institutions where you borrow the money from, or credit card companies, they don't use advantage score. They use a FICO score. So that's what we're gonna FICO score. Remember that term, FICO score. And what makes up your FICO score is 30% outstanding debt, or what your so if you have a credit card with a $400 balance and $1,000 credit limit, you're using 40% utilization. And that's way too high. You want to keep your utilization. I like to keep my utilization. I like to pay it all to zero. I pay my balance all the way to zero. That way my utilization is zero when it reports to the credit bureau. And the less of my credit I'm using that they're seeing, according to them, the better. I can use $800. So if I got $1,000 limit, I can use $800 of that and uh, pay it off before at my due date and before it reports to the credit agency, and I'm all good. As long as when they see it, it shows zero utilization. Hold up 1 second, family. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry, family. Please bear with me. Hold on, give me 1 second. Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you, family, for being patient. All right. So where was I? Utilization 30%. So you don't 30% utilization and outstanding debt makes up 30% of your credit score. So you want to keep. If you get about a car loan, you got you want to pay that down, and that's going to decrease your debt. So that's going to make your credit score up. And if you got a credit card with a balance of $400, you want to pay that 400 to zero and keep that. So that may increase your score. So if you have a balance out there on your credit cards, pay that balance down, and your score will increase. All right, 35% is payment history. Payment history is when you pay on time every month. You know, once you pay on time every month, your payment history will be good. And the key to a good credit profile is payment history because you want to have. So let's say, for instance, someone with a 720 credit score, but only a year worth of payment history, they're going to get denied for some, large amounts of credit lines, say $50,000, $25,000, compared to someone who has a 680 credit score and has a profile with like 5 to 10 years of payment history and credit lines of $10,000 to $20,000, they're going to get that, even though they have the lower credit score. So keep that in mind. You want your profile to be thick, have some uh, years to it, some life to it. Then the next thing that makes up your credit score, 10% is made up of the type of credit you have, meaning revolving credit, which is a credit card, a mortgage, or an installment loan, like a car loan or a personal loan. And then the next thing is 15% is the length of credit, meaning the age of your profile. So what we talked about, the profile age, that's 15% is made of that. Okay, 10% is inquiries and new credit, meaning when someone runs your credit, like if you go apply for an apartment or a new credit card, or if you're in Gap, what is it, Gap? Old Navy, and they want you to apply for a credit card, and you apply for that credit card and to get the 10% off or something like that, they're gonna run. That's gonna be a hard pull on your credit, and that's gonna count negative. So be careful of running your credit on a hard inquiry. Running your credit and inquiry mean the same thing. So another thing, let's talk about the three credit bureaus, the main ones that financial institutions use: Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. So I'm going to show you. If you go over to the Experian, this is the Equifax website. So if you don't go to just Equifax.com. Make sure you go to myequifax.com. That's where you're going to get your free credit report or access to your credit report. Just going to the Equifax website, Equifax.com, it'll take you you won't be able to get access to your credit report. And just go on here and register now and get registered, and then you'll see your credit score and your credit report for free, no charge. See right here, access your free credit reports and my Equifax product. So right there is where you go. Please don't use Credit Karma and other third parties. Credit Karma and third party, they are no good. That's not the scores are inaccurate. And also you have the Experian website right here. So you just go right here and hit Let's Go, and then you get access to your Experian website. Experian offers for $20, I believe, $20 a month. You can have access to all three scores. But when you just sign up just for your Experian one, it's free. So you have your report and your score right there. And that's free. Alrighty. So the first thing I did when I was going on my journey to increase my credit score was I checked my I got a copy of my report. So big shout out to knowledgeisfinancial.com. They told me to go to Experian, not Credit Karma, because I had Credit Karma thinking of doing something. And uh, I got access to my credit report through Experian. Well, I did Credit Karma, so I did that. Then I got with my Analysis Financial. Then went to Experian. I got my credit report. Saw what was on there. So for me, I had already had a Capital One secured credit card at the time. So that was showing on there as a positive. Um, then I had derogatory items on there as well, like old credit card, a CashNet USA, one of them CashNet USA things, um, things of that. I think I had what else I had on there? Maybe two or three. It was two or three items. So for me, once I saw my credit report, that's the first thing you want to do is get access to your credit report, look at it, see what's derogatory. Derogatory means things that's negative, things that's hurting your report. And what I did was I disputed those online and I wrote a letter. Um, so I'm not sure which one of those methods got those items removed, but you can try the matter of fact, my brother did it through online only, and some of his items were removed. So online only, try that first. If the items you want removed don't get removed, then try disputing it through a letter. And you can get those letters at anywhere online. You can research, or you can go to knowledgeisfinancial.com. Um, Once I got my so me, I disputed all the derogatory items, and those items were removed. So for me, that was great. All those items came off, and I had the secure credit card showing positive payments, payment history. Okay, cool. But for you, if you don't have credit or you don't have a secure credit card right now, so if you want to establish credit, check the report, remove, dispute derogatory items, and once you do that, you kind of starting off at a clean slate. Now you're building your credit. Now that's all you have to do. What's left after that, building your credit. Um, so I disputed those items, and they all came off. So now is the best time to dispute derogatory items on your credit because so much stuff going on. 9 times out of 10, they're just gonna remove it. Like now is the best time for that. I'm gonna let y'all know that right now. Now is the best time to fix your credit. There's so much chaos going on. They're gonna remove it. You know what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10, they're gonna just say, and just because they remove it from your credit doesn't mean you don't owe the debt. It just means they remove it from your credit, and it's up to you if you want to continue to research and pay off that debt. You know what I'm saying? So once I checked my report with Experian, then I went to my Equifax and checked my report on there. Matter of fact, I paid Experian and got all three of my scores. So I knew all three of my scores. Um, I wrote the dispute letters. The negative items came off. Um, I had the Capital One security card. So in order for you to get a Capital One security card, I just recommend. Okay, first thing, start. To establish credit. If you're rebuilding or building credit from scratch, go to your bank. You want to go to your banking institution first and try to get a secured credit card. What that means is you are going to secure the credit card with some of your money. So you're going to give them $1,000, for instance, right? And then they're going to give you $1,000 on the credit card. So to do that, you just go to Capital One, go in Google and type in Capital One secured credit card. And this is what it looks like. Secure from Capital One, apply. And then you're going to have to, like I said, you're going to fund it. Here's the instructions right here. All right, the minimum payment is $200, and you'll get a $200 line of credit. So most of the time they'll give you more. So I started out with I think $300, and they gave me $450 in credit. And then but I suggest you start off with large amounts. So I suggest you start off with 1,000, 2,000 if you can. So that way you start off with large amounts of credit. When you're building your credit, you don't start off with small amounts. So that way going into the future, you get access to higher amounts of credit. So if you start off with a 5,000, your next credit card not gonna be a $750. Your next credit card they're gonna give you another 5,000 or 7,500 or 10 grand. I want y'all to be able to get $50,000 or $100,000 credit cards. All you does do is keep your income coming in and your payments on time. So that's Capital One to get the secured credit card. Like I said, you're gonna have to fund it with some money of your own. That's why it's called secured. A regular credit card is called an unsecured because there's nothing securing it. They just decided to trust you that you'll pay this credit back. All right, so once your negative items are removed, you get your secured card, you pay on time, you keep your utilization low, around, I like to say 4%, you know what I'm saying? Some people say 30%, 30%, your credit score is going to go down. It's going to decline. So you want to keep it 2%, 3%, 4%, 0, anywhere in there, you'll be good. Um, like I said, you want to pay it off when your due date. So 9 times out of 10, your due date will be before they report to the agents. I know that most credit they report to it around about the 23rd, 25th. Mine is around that time, 23rd, 25th. That's when Experian, Equifax run check my report and see if I made my payment on time. Right, and so you can do like personal loans. Personal loans help your credit from make the payment history. So I like to use credit cards to build credit, and then maybe like what I did was once I got my secured card, I made my payments for like 6 months. Let me see, I got my card in January, and then in August I went and purchased the automobile. I don't recommend that for you guys. I recommend you buying your automobile in cash and saving all of your, income. But I had to make that decision, and I went and got an auto loan through Capital One. So relationships. That's why I say start off at your banking institution to try to get a secure card, and then because you have a relationship with them already, you probably have your direct deposit set up with them already. They like to see those things. So I went and also got a Capital One bank account, um, and had my direct deposit going in there. So they approved my auto loan, and the payment history from that increased my credit. You know what I'm saying? So I've been paying on that for about 10 months. We're going into August in about 2 months, so it's been about 10 months. Um, yeah. So and my credit score was 624 when I went to get that auto loan. That's what when they pulled my credit, it was 624, and they approved me without a cosigner. So you know these things you can get access. You can you know build your credit. If you need a car, if you have no other choice, go ahead and get a car payment. You know what I mean? You just gotta make those payments, and but if you're able to buy a car cash, just buy a car cash. Get your credit cards. Maybe get a personal loan, or I know they have I forget the name of that app. It's an app where you share. I mean, you save money, and then at the same time you're building your credit, and you get the money back at the end of like 12 months or 2 years, depending on which one you sign up for. I forget the name of that. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank y'all for tuning in. If you got value from this video, please subscribe to us on YouTube, like our page on Facebook, and follow us on Instagram. Also, go to our website, www.JerylBernard.com, and buy some of our beneficial products like this t-shirt I'm wearing right here. You see it says Nguvu on it. That means the force, and this symbol right here is a African Adinkwa symbol, means strength. So yeah, go over to Jeryl Bernard and purchase that and other items. Check us out. And until next time, I hope everyone's like and share. Also, like and share this video whenever you see it. Like it and share it. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Hope someone got some benefit from this. Until next time.